We are now pressing on with step 18. Step 18 is, well, it's taking our damper cylinders that we made in step 17. We're going to be adding our damper oil, and then we're going to be using BC11, which is the silicon seal, and these are quite soft, and adding U2, which is the top component, onto the cylinder after we've made sure there's no air in the silicon oil that we put in. Now the kit oil is soft. Tamiya say it's 400 weight, which is just in the soft range. So we need to fill these up and take out the air, put the cap on, making sure that we use this 5mm gap here as our referencing point, so that we get these actually moving nice and smoothly. And you're sort of thinking, well, how am I going to get 5mm, and how am I going to know? Well, it's suggesting that this is roughly 5mm. So bringing the piston to this area here, and it's kind of a bit over, that's more 7, it's sort of 8mm. So yeah, it should be fine. So yeah, what I'll do is I'll devise a way in which to measure the distance down from the top. I'll show you how. Okay, so let's see if we can get this and how we fill these up. So here is your damper. I'll put it roughly halfway and fill it up with my selected grade of silicone oil. And you'll find that as you filled it up as you move the piston up halfway, it fills the bottom of the barrel. So you can move that down and then fill it back up to the top, roughly about there on the top, 3 or 4 mil from the top. Okay, and then move your piston up and down, because you want to make sure there's no air, and you can just see there's some air coming up. There you go. And just move this up and down until all the air has been expelled from the piston underneath. And I just sort of move that around quite a few times. Yeah, we're getting there. Yeah. Yeah, that's nice, that's looking nice. There we are. Okay, and it says measures down 5mm from the top of the piston to the top of the shock body. Well, I've taken an off-cut of plastic card, I've measured 5mm up and created a line. So I'll use that like a dipstick. So put that on top, and you want the top of the piston, and there we are. That's about 5mm from the top. Out there. Wonderful. Right. So now we know where we know that piston is now 5mm from the top. Take your little cap, pop that on top, and you should get a little bit of silicone. Yeah, that's a little bit of silicone out from the side. Soak that up with your paper towel. There we go. And once you've soaked that up, you can put the U2 part and screw the cap on. So let's screw the cap on, leaving the piston at that 5mm position from the top. Slowly put your cap on. You might need to keep wiping your fingers. Get a bit of silicone on the fingers. And there you go. And once it's down, give it a good tighten up. And you should have a nice It's nicely smooth. Lovely, there we go. So that's how I fill my shocks up. That's all 4 completed. That's now step 18 completed, ready to move on.